Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media, and I'm just going to do some gel plate play. I cannot promise that I'll talk a lot. Just not sure that I'm in the mood to talk a lot, and I have no actual plan for anything. Just putting paint on paper, basically. But I'm using colors that I like and colors that I usually use, and that's when I'm more likely to use, whatever it is that I made, is if I just use colors that I know I'll like. So that's what I'm doing. What was that one? That one's Palmetto by Delta. And there's a hair. Of course there's a hair. Is it still on the plate? It's still on the plate. Yep, I might be covered with paint by the time we're done. Oh my goodness. And this is too much. Too much paint. I can kind of tell by how the brayer goes on the how it slides on the plate is one way that I can sometimes tell if it's too much. So if I want to get some off because I've got too much, I just brayer it and put it on paper or another plate if you have another plate, just to get a little bit less on there. And if you've got like digitals and they're white on one side, that's a good time to just kind of, you know, get some paint on the other side. Don't really. And maybe you'll end up just using one side or both sides, or, you know, then you'll be able to use it in a journal or whatever. Thought I saw another hair, but maybe not. Alright, so one of my favorite things to use is these stickers, the foam stickers that I get from, oh, this one actually goes all the way across. Let's go ahead. That I usually get them at Hobby Lobby, but you should be able to get them at Michael's too. The reason that stickers work is because they're front ways when you look at them, so then they're backwards when you put them on a plate. So then when you lift them up, they'll be frontwards. You know, the way they're supposed to be. And I just want to do quick pulls, but do I have anything that's already, let me pick that up on here. Sure, why not? Whoops. Oh no, I covered that. That's all right. I didn't, the bright green and the purple are not my color choices anyway. But now the other side. So if I want to use this as a page in a journal, it now has stuff on both sides, and now you can see, you know, your numbers and letters are the right direction, because that's how it works. Let's see, I'll just kind of pick this up over here a little bit. I might just do where I just pick up a little bit here and there. It's not really a huge deal. None of it's a huge deal. This is, it says beach glass. It's more of a gray blue. It's basically, I tried to make beach glass, but don't know how good of a job I did. It's not quite beach glass. It's more of a gray, blue gray. That's what I'm trying to say. And maybe, and it's probably close to this sage too, actually. We'll see. Yeah, see, that's just a little bit lighter. And maybe some of this Villa Green. I can kind of tell it's going to be too much on the plate, and there won't be a ton of it. You know, they're very close, but it'll help it to be a little bit less than, less boring than if I didn't have any variation. Oh my goodness, stuff's getting stuck to everything. So yeah, I haven't warmed up my plate or anything, so this is kind of a warm-up kind of a deal. And I think I just might go through and, so these are blank on the back. The ones that I don't like the front of, I will probably, although I know Mo's like, cover that one. Fine. There you go, Mo. You happy? It's a little less pink now. I don't hate that back though. The design's pretty, and that's not a terrible pink. But yeah, I'm just doing quick pulls, and then I'll add something to that later, and I will set it down and probably forget where I put it in a little bit. So now we have a little grunge left on the plate. So if I want a little more variation, I know I said I wasn't going to talk much, and here I am talking. I would just do something a little bit brighter or darker. Those are pretty muted to begin with, so we'll go with brighter. and just keep picking up. I do have some stencils over to the side here because I do want to get some patterns. Ooh. But first, you know, gotta get paint on paper. Just need to get some paint on paper. I don't hate that one, but it's a little boring. So I actually might use the printed side of that one. And then, if anything doesn't, I don't know what I mean, but anyway. So if anything shows through, it's okay. It's not bad. See, now it's more interesting. Because you can see a little bit of the pattern coming through. The color's a little bit, I like this color a little bit nicer than just the plain green that was in the background. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's see, next. And I do want some red, so I will probably put in pops of red here and there. This is lipstick red. Because I have a collage journal I'm working on. Collage altered book, I should say. Like that last one. This one has like a red, not velvet, but almost like velvet. It was like a Hallmark gift kind of a deal. Let's do a couple different reds maybe. I mean, they don't look that much different, but they have different names on them. They must be different to some degree. Don't need that much, probably. One of them's definitely thicker. Let's see. So if I get quiet, don't worry. I'm still here. Or if the dryer gets too loud, I may just take away the noise. So this one's brown, which is going to affect the red, and some interesting things should show through. That's not the paper I put down. It's the same design, but like I say, quick pulls. So that had the brown in the back, so you can see what the original was down here. And so the pattern's showing through in a lot of places, and some of that greenish blue picked up as well. Kind of wanting to get some of that. And I'm not going to worry about the edges because it's basically I'm making papers to use in collage. Essentially, that's what I'm doing. This is wild wasabi. I'm sorry if I don't say the name of all of these. It's kind of a lot to have to say. This one is Sage Again, which is, you know, a little darker. So if you want your backgrounds to not just be one solid color, this is the way to do it. Just add a couple colors. Don't mix them completely on the plate. Just get them on there. Grab some papers for brayering off. Have room to brayer off. I did not clean off my desk. Of course I didn't. Why would I do that? That would just make sense. And then the last one had red on it, this particular one. So this one will have green on it. And we'll be able to see, you know, the difference. And which one we like better if we, you know, want to. There is still some red in that, which is fine. That actually makes some of, so then if I have this across from red, then it will look good. I don't know. Is that what I meant to say? I think so. Let's see. What's this color? This is maroon. Sure, why not? We'll do a maroon. Maroon with what? Ooh, maybe with the Azo Gold. I mean, they're two different whatchamacallits, but that's fine. Viscosities. One's a lot thicker than the other. Which is fine. You're just going to get interesting stuff happening. So I'll just go ahead and take one of these. Oops, got a little thick right there. So if I don't want that quite as thick as that, I could just brayer it out a little bit. Alright. This I like just as a background with the numbers showing through. That's why I like a semi-transparent paint. That's what I like. Alright, and we'll do one with just the antique white. I like the antique white. If I want to get a little bit darker, I could add a little bit of Van Dyke Brown. few drops. They're very highly pigmented, the golden, which then, you know, gives it a more interest than just the white. With a brown stripe down the middle. Do we want that? And we don't care. Really doesn't matter. Got a little bit of red in there still. It's all good in the neighborhood. And some of this might show through, but it's not something I'm likely to use as it is. That's an interesting color that made. But it's not boring. And some of the roses still show through just a little bit. So I don't know if you can see that or not. I don't know. My lighting is not super fantastic today. But we're getting interesting stuff, and I will start adding patterns in a little bit. We'll see this one. I don't mind if some of that brown shows through. So what color do we want to use on this one? How about Payne's Gray? Payne's Gray. Should we do a little antique white with the Payne's Gray? Sure, why not? That might be a lot, but it's all right. We will just take one of these. That's way too much paint. That's so much paint, lady. All right, you know, I need more space here. I do. I just need to move stuff. Well, if I had cleaned off my desk before I started, my life would be so much better right now. Just saying. But I didn't. I may want to use that. You don't have to have fancy stencils or anything. You can find stuff in your house to use. You don't have to have fancy papers or paints. Just use what you can have and what you can afford. You don't have to even have a gel plate. You can just use a scraper. Like I want to get some of this off of here and just scrape paint on. Actually, I kind of like that. I might do a few of these backgrounds with just that. Now that I've done that, I'm like, oh yeah, I like that as a background. You get some interesting looks. So let's do that for a minute. I'm going to do this on this brown one. And then you can see what you're doing, and you know. All right, and also just because you're watching the gel plate ones, I mean, I know people like the gel plate. It's easy when I want to add patterns. The gel plate is really nice for that. But see, that actually, because the white is pretty opaque and the Payne's Gray is pretty dark, you don't have a lot of the background coming through. A little bit of the orange from the plate is there, which is fine. All right, let's move this somewhere. Move it. You've got to move it. See, now I have room. I can go ahead and just throw paint on paper. Or as Karen McCoy says, slap paint on paper. So I'm just going to put some off to the side here. I could use one of my smaller gel plates. Look at this. This is kind of annoying. There we go. Get that out of there. Like, I just had that cleaned. I don't think I plan to have all that blue in there, but that's all right. Card is one of the favorite things to use. It does hurt my hand a little bit, which is why I like to use, but you don't need to get it because it's a little bit pricey. Oh shoot, I just saw it earlier. It's gotta be in this pile. I saw it. I know I did. I don't think I moved it off the desk. Maybe I moved it off the desk. Maybe it was... Well, I guess I'm just going to live with the card for now because my catalyst wedge has disappeared. It was here. Oh, lovely. It was here and now it's not. And if you don't want to get paint all over your stuff, then maybe find a better place to put your paint. I know Patricia uses like a yogurt cover. So, you know. There's that. I had... Oh, here it is. I knew I had it. This is a catalyst wedge. It says catalyst there. It's just because it's wider here, it doesn't hurt my hand as much as trying to hold on to this small card like that. That's all. That's all, that's all, that's all. Alright, this one is, what is this one? Villa Green in folk art. I don't know. Sometimes I'll just go through the colors and be like, ooh, I like that color. I like that color. Right now, I have more colors than I can fit in my container. So, well, I have another place I can put some of them, but I never remember to go over there. I do like this Villa Green. It's kind of like something between a sage and a mint, maybe. It's not quite as minty as the one on my fingers, but it's nice. Papers. Oh my goodness. Didn't put much up there, did I? Is this it? Yep, this is it. Oh my goodness. Hand's starting to hurt. Do I have gloves here? I have them somewhere. So you can see there's not a huge difference between doing it like this or doing it with the card. The other thing I like to use is a palette knife. So it could be one like this, a scraper, or it could be an actual palette knife. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know that these are the things that I use. These are a few of the things that I use. Ooh, I haven't used that one much. Where are all my palette knives? I don't know. I think Ash took them. Ash Ketchum took them to Pallet Town. Yes, I have boys, so I know what Pallet Town and all that is. So I know what Pallet Town and all that is what I said. For the people who can't hear me if I turn away. Just saying. All right, that's annoying me that I don't know where my other palette is, but oh well. This is not my favorite one. This will get some paint scraped on there. What do we want? A little bit of, ooh, agave. I like agave. This is a little more pricey because it's the Paper Artsy. And it's not mixed. It's not supposed to be that dark. At least it's not usually that dark. See, yeah, this lightness here. That's, yep. That's a little more. I mean, if you got a scraper, that's not too bad on the hands. I don't know how I like it with the brown in the background, but you know, cover most of the brown and it'll be fine. Now this is a little thicker, so you will want to probably take some off with another paper, you know, just blot it so it'll dry a little bit faster. Maybe. Oh, and then some of it, that's the next thing about taking the paper and blotting it is then you get little bits of, you know, oh my goodness, the word that, can you see, it just kind of pulls off some of the paint, which makes it look more distressed, which is cool. All right, we're going to let that dry, and then we'll move on to this one, which is kind of orangey, mustardy looking, which is fine. It's fine, it's fine, everything's fine. Let's just get a layer of white on there. A lot of times when you put one of those greens next to a mustardy orange color, it looks like patina. Because that's how color theory works. It won't look different on one color than another. The colors that are next to it and under it affect how it looks. Alright, let's just... That one I like, but it's fine. But it's just, you know, the same all over. I don't need it to be the same all over. Just spread that out a little. Oops. Spread that out a little. I don't mind that some of that pokes through. Kind of like that. Maybe do some of this blue-gray. We're just calling it blue. This one is altered to be whatever. Oh my goodness. I might pull over a plate just so that I don't lose as much paint into the paper behind. Not a bad thing. It's just... I'm going to do this. Is this the one we were just using? I don't know. But I like a blue-gray. It is very much of a neutral for me. You know, if I'm quiet, I can probably fast forward. Well, you know, I might just... Y'all don't need me to see me do all the backgrounds on all the papers, do you? Or if so, I'll just I can't talk. I'll fast forward through this bit. Okay, now I want to work on getting some patterns on these. So I'm going to take some of these I just got, some of these I've had for a while. I'm going to start with rattan wicker style 2. I just like that it's a small pattern. I think it will work very nicely. So I'm going to do that in some kind of a color. There's something on my plate that's really weird, so we'll see how this does. I'm gonna go ahead and do this raw umber, I think. Now when you have small orifices like this, you probably want your smaller brayer. Like instead of my 6-inch one, I probably want my 4-inch one, which is not that one. But I might end up using my 6-inch one just because, you know, why would the one I want, oh here it is, ha, found it with handle. Alright, so yeah, you'd be better off using the smaller one, just saying. And if I move quickly, I can hopefully get a little something off the stencil, as well as whatever's there. It's going to be grungy, which is fine. And I'm gonna do this on here. Just get a little bit off of that. And don't know how much. It's not much, but you know, oh, actually more than I thought. Not bad. There's some pattern back there now, so it's added interest. That's what the stencils are for, to add interest. So anything you have that adds interest is good. And I like when it's not perfect. I like it more distressed look. These ones in the middle came out perfect, but it's just because there was more paint there than up there, but all of it's still good for collage. So let's try that one in another color. Maybe Payne's Gray. How about, do we want to try black? I don't always like black, but black depends on the black. The Mars black might be fine. I think it's the oxide. And if it's got a little bit of brown in it, even better. So then it's not just a pure, plain, boring black, you know? Alright, I need to find some paper quickly. Of course, I'm just going to put that there, put that there. Grab this one. See what we can get off of there. Little bits. It's just, it's subtle. So subtle, it's a secret. And doing quick pulls, not leaving it to dry. You could if you want to. So there's that. See, I really like where it gets, where it's the strongest. But I also, it's a good overall pattern. So I really like that one. Didn't know if I like it till I saw P using it. And then I was like, ooh, yeah, I do like that one. I do like it. I do like it very much. And then we have this one, which is a good all over pattern. I'm going to do it like I was just doing. I'm going to put the stencil on the plate. I'm not worried about, see, actually this. I could probably pick it up. I really like that. Don't know if I can pick it up or not, but if I, just little bits here and there. See, a little distress stamp would be good. All right, so let's do another background maybe, just so I can pick that up or something. Let me see, what do I have over here? I don't love how this one's looking, so I might pick that up with kind of a neutral, which sage is kind of neutral. That's a lot. It's much more than it needs. Obviously, I didn't mix it in very well, but that's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I guess I should have maybe left some plain papers for me. I mean, not that I don't have more plain papers in my life. I do. I have plenty of plain papers. I just didn't get them out. They're just not over here on my desk. That's all. Oh, and also if I want to pick that up, probably need to let it dry a little bit more on there. And also if I was just using plain paper instead of painty paper, I do have some. Let's see what we can get off of there. Little bits. There we go. That's what I wanted. I just wanted to get that little bit that was there. I mean, there's still some on the plate too, which is, you know, even better. So I think I was going to use the other wicker one, but instead I'm going to use the circles, because then, you know, if some of those come up, that's good. All right, what color? These are the Pop Dots by Becky Bocone. Here. See, when they're new, I still have the papers. I haven't lost the papers yet. I haven't lost my mind yet. Ooh, that would be, I think I'm going to do some Payne's Gray. Where's the Payne's Gray? Thicker Payne's Gray would be better, but this is what I got on hand at the moment, so we'll just go with that one. Mix with the brown and the black just a little bit. Now, you want to get into the orifices, so you probably want to go like all directions. So you go this way, this way, this way, and this way. All four directions, and even at an angle too would probably be. If you want to get your circles, and these are, I was actually pretty happy. I thought these are going to be like perfect circles, and they're not, which makes me like them even more. But they're really fun, pop dotty type circles. Okay. Let's just go ahead and put that down there, and put this one on here, and just go ahead and put this one on top of here, see what we can pick up. And don't leave it too long, especially with a new stencil, because if you leave it too long, it will attach to your paper and you will lose your paper. I mean, you could lose your stencil, but the paper is less expensive to lose, just saying. Just saying. Ooh, and if I had put something else under there, I might have got those coming up, which would have been cool too. So there we go. That is going to be some fun collage paper. And it's, for me, that's neutral. A Payne's Gray with a light blue. Little tiny bit of red showing through. Perfect for the journal that I'm working on. I needed more neutrally kind of papers for that journal, because the ones that I had that were red had like bright yellow and stuff. And like, I did use them, but you'll see it eventually. But yeah, I just was like, ah. All right, so we got the blue, maybe like a green, like a bright green, maybe this palmetto, or cream. I could just pick it up with cream. We'll see what we can pick up with. I think I'll use this, because then a little bit of the blue will affect. Oh, there was still a circle in there. I did not ask for the inside bits. I don't know that she would do the inside bits for the Pop Dots. They're so little, you don't want those, but if you ever do want your inside bits from Pam Artist Studio, you just need to put it in the mess, you know, where you can like leave a message, where you can make a comment, leave, you know, and where you can say, hey, I heard about you guys from Darcy. Of course, also, if you are a first-time purchaser at PM Artist Studio, you can use my code PM Artist. No, DarcyFan10 is what it is. Oh my goodness. At PMArtiststudio.com. So, we used to have a commercial around here, Brit.com. Was it Brit? I don't know, something.com. It was kind of Brit. I don't know what it was, but anyway, that's why I say it like that. All right, and we left some grunge on the plate too, and we've got some nice distressed circles on there, which is really cool. And we have a little bit of the pattern from the other stencil on there, which is cool. I love that. All right, now we are going to move on to rattan style. I think it's 3. Do I have the paper? I mean, it would be good if I had the paper, but at this moment in time, I think it's 3, because the other one was 2, and I already have one that came a long time ago. So I'm gonna guess that this one's 3. These rattan ones are by Brad. He designed these. All right, so a lot of my papers are light, well, except for that one was dark, but I had added some light. What do we have here? Okay, so this one is kind of a green, blue-gray green kind of a deal. I might Azo Gold. Why not? That could be fun. I mean, it's just one layer. I could use I have a heavy body one, which probably would be better, but. And also, it's the color underneath it will affect it a little bit. It'll probably come up looking like a patina because it was kind of the bluey. And if I want it more distressed, I guess I could just, all right, pulling this up, putting this down, putting this down, and finding very quickly, quicker than this lady, something. It's crooked, that's okay. It's mostly going to be collage paper anyway, so it's fine. And you know, just a little bit on there, which I think is good because that just, I like it. I don't know if you guys have figured this out about me, but I like grungy and distressed in my papers. I mean, it's also probably also me. Tend to dress kind of grungy and distressed myself. But see, it's not as bright on with the green background, which is nice. And we've got a little bit of this grunge showing through. Love it, love it, love it, love it. It makes me happy. Now, I also wanted to do some with these, not these letters. Where's the other letter? Well, these letters, but you know, these are all crooked and all over the place. So let's see. What do I have? If I do this one, I want to do something darker, or maybe even something transparent. You know, I already have. I'm going to do Azo Gold again, just for funsies. Just for funsies. Because it's transparent, so any of the interesting stuff in the background will show. And then I can just come along and just, well, don't move it when you do that though. And then I usually will turn it so it's not the same letters right. Some of these are crooked. This is the oldest one that I've got. It's been here a while. And then I'm just going to take this side over here and pick that up. Some of that shows through. And I'll find another one. Like this one's fairly neutral and just pick that up over there. Maybe pick some up over here. Just getting some orange on there and some distressed looks. Kind of pick up whatever I can on there. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. But I like when we can see the letters. I haven't tried this. I should try using it as a, I don't know how well it would work as a stamp. Let's try it though. With the black. see if we, oh no, we don't, I don't want to use that as a stamp because then they'll be backwards. You know how I could use it as a stamp though, is I could get it all, oh, I think I just did Payne's Gray, that's fine. I prefer Payne's Gray to black anyway. If you know me, you know that. Okay, and then, oh my goodness. And you can just kind of stamp it onto the, so if you don't, if you want the actual, the stampiness, then you can do this and get some nice grungy letters that way. So when you pick them up with whatever you pick them up with, that already has letters on it, lady, pay attention. So get nice grungy letters. Well, it dried a little too fast, but you know, now they're frontwards. That's how you do that. So this will actually be a good one to pick up. You know, let's just do yellow for the fun of it. It'll probably pick up some fun stuff on here. If you leave the paint on your brayer without brayering it off, you're going to get little striations and dendritic things and texture that you might not want on there, and that's why we brayer off. Oh, look how, see the orange and the Payne's Gray blue and different, they just make some fun. I want one that looks like that, to be honest. And then if your stuff it's too bright, let's just add some of that. Just also, let's see, what's the opposite of yellow is purple. So I could have also added a little bit of purple to make it a little bit more muted, a little less pow, pow, pow in your face. Didn't I have some, I knew I had some music pages in here too. What the heck? What happened? Where's all my stuff? There we go. This will work. See, now it's more of a golden rod, kind of a more of a, yeah, that color yellow light is a bright. It's a bright. But I don't mind pops of bright. I just didn't need the whole thing to be bright, you know. What's this one? Oh, that's a Payne's Gray too. I think I want to add some black into this and do that. Just get some black letters. Whoops. I'm going to add a little bit of raw umber too, because just plain black is just not as, I don't know. I think I would like that better. Let's try it. Even though we just did it with these, and so they're already on there, but that's all right. There's some numbers in there. There we go, and maybe even come in on the other bits and maybe use a 5x7 stencil and just get something in there like that. So if you want to do like that layering on your plate and you don't have big stencils, that's one way to do it, is you just do that. And it already has this on it. Hello, where's a plainish one? Ooh, this one's not plain at all, is it? Okay. Just gonna do that corner and then come up and do that corner. And that just spreads it out a little bit, gets it all to the corners. Some in the middle is missing, but it's okay. And maybe we'll get whatever's left on here. Like that. So now it's just not as dark now because that's the second pull. Kind of, sometimes it's called a ghost print pull. And now we have some stuff on here, which is cool. And I might pick it up with, oh, here, this one will be good. The blue-gray would be a good color to pick it up with, I think. Should be mostly dry, because if it wasn't, then more would have come off. Oh my word. Should just probably put these upside down. All right, and this still has some brown on it, and I'm okay with that. I could have used the other brayer if I didn't want that, but I'm okay with it. If I get all the way to the edges, I might get the whole paper, right? right? So, all right. Yep. Just one. I also had pulled out some plain. No, let's just pull it on this dress paper, which apparently got rolled under my desk at some point. When my wheels roll on my paper, it gets this little texture, which is kind of an interesting. I think it's from the plastic thing that my chair rolls under. To be honest, oh yes. Let's see. This is what happens that I love. You see all the grunge on there, and some of the yellows popping up through there, and you still see some of that pattern that was on there. I mean, I don't love the big round spots, but that's all right, because when you tear that for collage, it really doesn't matter as much. All right, let's just go ahead and put this over here. Let's see. You can just go ahead and lift what's over here. And then, you know, this is why you could use a small plate and use bigger pieces on a small plate, and you get a lot of interest doing that as well. It's all good in the neighborhood. All right, so we got some good grunge on the plate right now, so that's what that piece is looking like. Got some good grunge. That's going to be a top layer. All right, what other stencils do we have? I want some more. Ooh, I bought this one because it's a good mark making one. So let's just, oh, I usually would go this way, I think. So usually I have this turn because usually my papers, if I'm going to use them in journals, I want them to be this, you know, landscape. But for some reason, oh, I just needed space. Am I right? That's the reason. There was a reason. I forgot there was a reason, but there was a reason. And if you want it to be super random, you could just, I don't know if that works or not, but that was kind of too thick. That's all right. I think this one's Eddie's. Wait, it says right here. Yes, Eddie makes art. Distressed crosses. You know I like distressed. Can't go wrong with some distressed. I got the small one. I don't know, and then you can line up your X's too, so that if you want to. I don't know if the bigger ones are the same size. I don't know. Sometimes the larger stencils have larger designs on them. I could just get some of that red on there. And what do I want to put over here? Maybe I'll do some red numbers, letters, whatever. I like the numbers. Let's do the numbers. Are they perfect numbers? No, they're not. And I'm okay with that. Now, let's take and find something. You need to move faster than this, though. Just saying. I'm not moving very fast. Moving it for collage, so it's okay if I just pick it up like this, and then something else can be on this side. And, you know, just got some little distressed numbers, and it doesn't look quite as bright red with green in the background because that's how color theory works. I know. I'm like a broken record, aren't I? I don't know that anything will pick up on this. So I don't know how much sweat is still there. Nope, nothing except for like a little spot here and there. Okay, so now this one we can pick up with something. I don't know if I like the mushroom champagne, but oh, also let's go ahead and clean this up over here. Get some of that off of there, because if I add white to that right now, I'm gonna get pink. I don't think I want pink. That's all right. If I add green, it'll just mute it down a little bit. So this one is wild wasabi. Wasabi. Also, I wouldn't mind having some more collage papers that work with the Christmas. So if it does look pretty red and green, I'm okay with that. Oh my goodness. But if this could just come out of this container, that'd be great. That would be, I know, do the centrifugal force. That's, Didn't work this time. Knock, knock. Who's there? I don't know. Who? Who? An owl. Hee hee hee. Oh my goodness. Why? Now, if you don't want to get those circles on your plate, then you want to brayer off over here. Get your brayer filled up. And yes, I did not clean off the brayer. Oh my goodness. There's another hair. I'm getting my hair cut today. Obviously, my hair is to the point where it just wants to fall out now. Or where it's more obvious that it's falling out. I mean, hair is always falling out. For some of us more than others. You know how that go. You know how it go. How it do. Alright, that is a very thin layer. I don't know if I should just let it dry and pick it up with something else, or just see what I can get on a plain paper. This is like that paper that you use in the art class, I think. Like, I think it's sketchbook paper maybe, but it's, I don't know. Sometimes I find stuff at the thrift store that I think art teachers have gotten rid of, because I have like these big bins, which I could picture being in a classroom, and then, you know, these big papers. Oh, yes. All right, I love it. That is grungy, just wonderfulness. You see that? You see it? It's grungy and it's gorgeous. This is why I do the quick pulls. Quick pulls give you grungy. Just saying. All right, all right, so I'm using this side just to clean off the. If I go over a little bit, that's fine. But just, you know, clean this up a little. And even this bit over here, which is just cleaning off this thing here, is still interesting. And I could always come in. If I want to be more selective of where my patterns are going, well, then I would just use either ink or paint, but usually ink, because it's more forgiving, I guess. But also you're limited in what the ink is. Anyway, so let's go back to this one. And this is kind of a bright green. What color might I want to use? Ooh. I might even want to go tone on tone. You could do that. Totally could do that. And grab my brushes. This one doesn't have a name. I think it'll work with this. All right. So I don't usually go full coverage all over with the same degree. I might go darker in some spot. Like where it's white. See the cream back there? Is there any ink on here? See, I can't even tell if I'm getting it on there, but that's where it's going to show up the most. And then, you know, if it fades into where the green is, that's fine too. Doesn't it feel like nothing's happening? Don't worry. We'll see in a minute if anything happened. I think stuff is happening. There we go. Yep, stuff happened. See, and this green is close enough to this green that it's interesting. I like it. So, let's go ahead and... Of course, if I wanted to do white, then I would have to do paint, which is fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I like an all-over pattern like this, especially if I can, you know, this one's like a smaller pattern and some of the other ones are like bigger patterns because I like to vary my pattern size. So I really like, and sometimes it looks like a square and sometimes it looks like a flower, depending on how dark it is for some reason. I don't know, but I like both, so it's all good. Hopefully there'll be stamps coming out in these patterns. Hint, hint, hint. But with like grungy around the edges. That's just my request to Brad. You know. All right, and let's see. Oh, and then for like the top layer, I might do like words, add some words. Carrie has some garden words out. Got botanical bug, butterfly bee, foliage shine, grow, lush, glow, nature, meadow, tree, forest, rain, flower, bloom, seasons, snail, bird, leaf, fern, dragonfly, bud, verdant, and water. And even though it's this way, I can use it anyway on my things. So, and I'm just gonna do them just so that there's letters. I don't necessarily care if the words are showing or not. Do I want to do it on this one? And I might just go ahead and do paint. And I use the, here's this, crumbs. So I can go ahead and take this over here, add a little bit of paint. That's a lot of paint. Find one of these brushes that doesn't have a name on it. Hopefully that doesn't have any pink. That has a little orange in it. Orange I can deal with, or brown it might have. And then just randomly, especially where the green is, just come in and do some letters. Oh, yeah. I'll probably go all different directions just because. And if I don't get the whole letter, that's fine too. I mean the whole word, that's fine too. And just gonna come around and try to get different words. Which means, you know, when I cut this up, some of the letters might be upside down, some might be upside right. It's all fine. Just don't want a lot of paint on there or it's just gonna go like underneath. But I like that. That adds another layer. All right, do I want white in there? This one might be. Or cream. Cream. Let's just go ahead and take the cream and do some patterns here and there. So if we have some dark ones, and it doesn't even have to be super dark, it can just be darker than cream. Oh yeah, that's all right. And the like I said, I'm most likely going to cut this up for a collage, so I'm not worried about if it's beside another pattern that kind of goes with it or not. I'm just giving it interest in texture and whatnot. So yeah, love that. Loving it. I'm loving it. What about here? So yeah, if you don't have a gel plate, you can still use your stencils. Easy peasy. Just use them with a brush or a sponge or whatever. Come in from over here, and then I'll probably take another pattern to fill in the spots that don't have this pattern, because that just makes it more interesting to me. But see, now the background is just the background, and with the pattern on it, looks all right. See, these look like flowers and these look like squares. I know they're all the same shape, I'm aware. Let's see, let's just go ahead and do some. This is the 5x7 of the peacock swirls. There's also the larger 8x10, and I think it comes in a 5x7. I think it must, because Patricia knew that it was a smaller. Let's go ahead and do this blue gray maybe. The blue gray will go with the red and the brown just fine. Oh my goodness. I don't really want to call it by its official name because, you know, this one's been altered. No, this one's seafoam. This actually might be seafoam. If I can get any out, that's the thing. So this is a little bit of a brighter blue, which to me, this kind of a blue is kind of a neutral. So there's that. Let's see. Try to get it where it was. Kind of, sort of. That one can stay like that. Just be careful, especially when you have, like, you know, little connections and stuff, that you don't go too hard with that, even though I probably just did. Oh, what do I want to do over here? We've got some letters and I think some peacock feathers back there. Let's just go ahead, and one thing we can do is where we have this circle here that I don't love it as a circle, we're just going to disguise that a little bit by going over it. And do a little down here. And a little up here. Whoops. Maybe a little there. Maybe a little here. Just here and there and everywhere. See, now you can't hardly tell that there was that weird circle in the middle. It's just background now. I really like that stencil. I really like that stencil, by the way, Brad. Not that you're watching this, but you know. I really like the grunginess of that. I think we're going to leave that one alone. All right, let's see. What else do we have over here? This one could use... Actually, a little blue wouldn't be bad on this one. I might want to overlap some of that black even, if I don't love the black. What do I want to use? Oh, pop dots maybe? I don't mind some pop dots. Oh, or... Let's see. So this is style 1 of the rattan. So the rattan is a nice set to have, just saying. They're thin lines, so don't rub hard. Rub gently. And if I wanted it to be the lines, then I would put it on paint here and then put it on there. But I don't mind what's happening here. Just overlap some of that black. I don't like the black so much, so you know. There we go. Just got that in a few places. Add some interest to the background. Is what it does. Okay, now this one, it's almost a color combo, except for that little red splotch on there. So let's some azo gold. And if it mixes with that, that's fine too. Trying to get it to mix with that a little bit, just to make it a little less less opaque, a little more transparent. Do I have an orangey? There we go. What is this one? I don't know if I wanted it more opaque. That might have messed it up a little bit. Not terrible. All right, let's try it with just the azo gold. See if we like it better. Yeah, I like that better. Because why? Because then the pattern behind, you know, or the whatever behind it shows. That's why. That's why I like it more. Whoops. Oh my goodness. Be gentle with this one. If you're using a brush with this one, you definitely need to be gentle with it. Let's see. Oh, we can add some Payne's gray. Payne's gray. That's got orange. I mean, this has got orange too. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I really do like this one if you haven't been able to tell. Kind of a little thick. That's all right. There is some Payne's gray in the background, but it didn't come out very dark. So this almost looks black, even though it's not. Also, we got some of that lighter color mixing into it. Makes it look even more gray, which is fine. It does look black though, doesn't it? Oh, probably because of the orange. Making it more of a gray than a... There we go. That's got more interest now anyway. I'm not sure about that orange, but that's all right. How about this one? Where's the other something? Oh, should we... Oh, well, that would definitely be because we've got like a toile in the back. So doing the Payne's gray, doing the pop dots definitely be a contrast in style contrast. Not that they didn't have polka dots back then. I don't think it was a thing though. I don't remember seeing a lot of polka dots back in the Victorian times or Regency era. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we added another layer, and that's what we wanted to do because it was kind of boring. So you can just kind of like fade out the color too as you're going out, which is interesting. Oh, kind of like how that happened. That's interesting too. There we go. That needs more. We have more papers down here. Did we do a second layer on everything? I think we did. All right, let's do another layer on this one. With what? I don't know. Let's try this orange if there's any left in there. Get what I can off of here. Grungy. Super grungy. I mean, I'm pretty sure that these X's are like squared, so it really doesn't matter which direction you take them. It's fine. Let's see. What else do we want? All right, so if I wanted to add some of this, I would probably just want the lines. So, how do I want the lines? Let's do some brown maybe. try it on this one because we'll be able to see it really well. All right, here's the problem. It's not really a problem per se, but if I don't want to get, I'm just going to keep it, whatever. If I don't want to get paint all over my hand. So there we go. It shows up a little bit on there, shows up a little bit on there. That's nice. I like that. Let's do a little bit down here. And do the other corner on this one. There we go. So we've got the lines. That's nice. And we got the lines showing on there. And it actually somehow lined up there in the middle. Don't know how. Not on purpose. Let's do this last corner down here. It'll probably be lighter just because there's not as much paint on there. Oh, but it came off on there. So that's how I would use one of these. You could also maybe even use ink. Potentially. I do that with, I think it'll work with this, but I also do it with, I should probably put the cover on any open paints because we know what happens. How about we try some of this picket fence? Whoa, that's way too much, but you know, whatever. It's gonna darken a little bit if it gets some of this in it. That's fine. Let's see. Let's try it on this. Oh yeah, there we go. I do it with the grid, the grid from the whatchamacallit. So, but it works with this too, which is nice. There we go. That's fun. And because it's paint under there, it's going to stay white. If it was inks under there, it would wick up the color, any water soluble, but these are all permanent, so that will stay white on top. All right, I like this. Let's do some more of this somewhere. Let's just do some more. I mean, it's going to be kind of random how it actually, which is what I like about it, you know. Random and distressed. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. That's what we like. Do, 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 do. That's what I like. That's not the words to that song. But, you know, adds another layer. Makes it more better. I mean, sometimes it makes it more busy. Some people don't like that. I apparently do. See if we can get some of that side on there. It's not much. We could always, well, we can't spray it. I wish I could spray it, but no, it doesn't want to spray. Could also do watered down white paint if you don't have the this is Distress Stain Spray, which is technically also an oxide because that's how oxides began their life. Did you know that? They started out with the white and then they made more. And I'll show you what I mean by the grid thing. I've got two sizes. Also have the circles. So this is the grid thing. I'm pretty sure my camera's not going to like it. Sometimes I will even spray, like put watercolors or inks on here to add it to some layers. This one could use some small layers, right? So what do we want? And when do we want it? Let me see if there's like one here that I don't mind. All right, this one, actually, I'm just gonna pick up what's there. Oh, it's just kind of smushed out. That's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Could even just put a little up here and there, just some smushiness on there, just for. There we go. So now we have little white splatters here and there. I'm just barely touching it down because I kind of like that little white splattery business on there. All right, what's next? Next. Those are cool. That one I don't want to do much with. this one could maybe use, all right, I think usually I spray it on there, but then it gets really wet below. So I'm going to try like I just did with this one. Do the, trying to think of what color I want. Do I want white? Because I could use, that's got some red, some blue, the black. Ugh, don't love the black. I don't know why I don't like black. I mean, if it was a stamp, I'd be fine with it, but the black paint, I just don't love. So I think what I'll do is just try to push it back with some of this white. That's one way to do it. Yeah, the last time I was using white to push stuff back, I was using paint, which is more opaque than gesso, and I would have been better off using gesso. It would have been a little less upsetting to some people. Although some people just get upset overall if when I start covering up my backgrounds. But sometimes if there's something I don't like about a background, that's just what I need to do. So this is gesso. Gesso is, it says it's an opaque base, but really it's less opaque than some other things. And whatever, there's some brown on here apparently, so it's not going to be perfectly white. Don't worry. I know you're very worried about what I'm going to do here. I don't love the black, so I'm just going to push the black back a little bit. I like black ink. I don't like black paint. Why is that? Somebody, because if I were to make black and white, I'd probably like it fine, but I don't like it on the other things. That's just, it's a little weird to me. Probably weird to you too. You're like, yeah, lady, you're all weird. Oh, more of the black. Definitely don't love it on here. All right. I'm not loving it. That pushed it back some. Got it here. And down here. Just pushing it back a little bit. Actually, this side is pretty interesting too, though, because I think that was like the brayer off of it. This side, I think there was a background to this, right? I don't remember what color it was to begin. Oh, I think it was tan and had flowers and stuff. So it's showing through a little bit. Oh, and also this little white bit, that's kind of fun to pick up in some areas just for fringiness. Does anybody know what I was doing? I'm getting rid of black. That's what I was doing. But before, oh, this is where I was going. I was going with this. I just didn't know what color to do. Let's do a Payne's Gray. Just do some Payne's Gray of it all. Here's the thing. That is going to dry so fast. Water would be nice. I'm just going to add some water to it so it won't dry so fast. And it'll be a little bit more liquidy. And just going to press this down since I have a 12-inch thing, and move that out of the way real fast. And oops, not even. It's easier to line this up here, so I'm just gonna go across there with it. See what picks up. Not a ton, just fine. And then come this way with it. See what else might be there. There we go. So now we have this little pattern in the background. And so we can add medium-sized patterns and big patterns to that. Can I just brayer on here? Probably. Possibly. This feels easier. I don't know why. And then I can use this as a background for something else. So that'd be cool. Oh shoot, something fell. Of course something fell. Something always falls. So we have some other smaller pattern back there. I hate when I can't get that straight, but if I'm using it for collage paper, it won't matter. When I cut out the collage paper, then it will be straight. Do I want it on this? I don't know. I don't even know if there's any wet enough on there. Not really. But I could spray water to kind of activate it a little bit and see if any comes out on there. Which is why the inks are kind of fun to do on here, because you just keep spraying and spraying. And that's why I end up with a mess underneath it usually. What do I mean? I'll show you. I'll show you. I've got inks right here. I had ink right here. Oh, here we are. No, that's not that. Where's? Oh, here it is. Sure, we'll do some hinge wild honey. Why not? Just gonna spray some wild honey on there. If I had put a piece of paper under there, it'd probably be even more fun. And then it sprays on there randomly, mixes with some other colors, does some neat stuff. Forgot that there was already that color on, already some stuff on there. Slate would be nice. I moved it. It's probably going to be all, well, it's not bad. See, and I like that it mixed a little bit with the Payne's gray back there. I mean, it looks more black, but it's okay. It's fine. Let's see what else needs. This one. Could use what? I don't know, but yellow. Let's see. I should have some blue in here too. Faded jeans. It's gonna random just spray it, and then maybe spray some water just so that it doesn't have big outline blobby blobs. That's a technical term. There we go. And it picks up where it picks up. It doesn't always pick up all over the place, which is kind of cool, because then it's more grungy. That needs to dry. This one's got polka dots on it and some other stuff, and we'll just add some more stuff. More and more and more. See? There we go. I got more here. Let's put this one underneath and see. Not very flat is the thing, so that when I spray this on here, we'll get whatever's, there we go. Then we have squares instead of a grid, which is also good. It's good. And then you're not wasting so much if you put something under there. It just feels a little less wasteful, right? Oh, it's good, but whatever. Anyway, got some interesting stuff on the edges there, so now the edges aren't just plain. That looks black. Not loving that. I mean, I think it was brown, but you know. Sure, why not? Polka dots and grid. It can work. See? Yeah, it works. I like it. I like it like that. This one. This one is just a brayer. Just get whatever's on there, just little tiny bits of something. So yeah, grid is really useful and fun to use, and so is the circle one. You could do like I just did with spraying it, or you could do some paint, or you could just dip it in the ink. Be one way to do it. You could do this with any stencil really, where you dip it in the ink. So like this one, I'd rather have the lines than the middle parts. That's just, this is why I want it to become a stamp, just saying. So then you just kind of dip it in the ink and get it on there like that. I like that. Except for I would probably put it, well, if I was doing a page in a journal. I'm not. This is all collage, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's one way. And as it dries, it kind of fades into the background and makes it more part of the background. So that's a plus for the inks, for that. Let's see. I'm just going to this one, which is one of my pickup ones. I'm just gonna pick up ink on this one. Some of that back there. This probably will be an interesting pickup. So let's go ahead and put some paint on that to pick it up. It's really quite dark, so I kind of want to pick it up with a lighter color. I'm just not sure. Well, you know, Just do champagne, mustard, not mustard, mushroom. What is it called? This isn't the mushroom. Yes, it is mushroom. Champagne, mushroom. It's mushroom. It's lighter. And then I'll just grab a piece to, and I'll leave this one to dry so it picks up most everything that's on there. And since I'm not likely to use these little pieces anyway, and I don't mind if some of it shows through, I'm just going to pick it up with that. Also, it would have been good if I cut it first. That would have made more sense. But it's nice heavy cardstock, so that's good too. Some Tim Holtz paper. I knew I had music paper over there. One of these days I'm going to do some black and white, but not today because I'm pretty sure this video is long enough. All right, that's going to sit and dry. This one, is it? No, it's not dry yet. Once this one dries, I'll lift it. I'll put something on there and lift it. So let's look at the papers. This one, I really like the pattern behind it, but it was just, now it's grungy. I like that it's grungy. I could add some, oh, you know, it might be fun. If I can find it. These are stamps by Deep Red. I got them on Amazon. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. I think one of them I had to pay shipping for. So, you know. What color do I want? You know, there's some green on there. So I'm going to do this fern green, which is probably, because it's probably not even going to show up super strong because it's archival and you know how that goes. All right. I want especially in these places where I've covered. Oh, it's not showing up at all. All right. I don't know where my other green is. I'll just try it. See if it shows up more better. Nope, it didn't. I mean, there's ink in here, right? Oh, there should be. Yeah, there's ink in there. It's just not very dark. Oh, that's such is life, right? All right, there. That's what I wanted. That little bit of green showing up in the white areas, especially, and maybe in some of the blue areas where the painted areas are. It's the word I'm trying to say. Oh my word! This is why I should not have been talking. Yeah, there we go. We got a little bit. So this is like a big pattern. That's a small pattern. I wouldn't mind bringing in a medium pattern. You know, this was just ink, right? So I could bring in, where did it go? This one. No, that's not it. That's, oh, why? You know which one I want, right? I want, well, sometimes you don't get what you want. Oh, let's just do X's maybe. Oh, found it. That's what I wanted. I wanted this one, which would be like a medium pattern. Also repeating some of the other color. So that, you know, there's green in the flowers in the background too. So it's not like that's the, and it's a different green because when you stamp with ink and you, so I kind of want this where there's some plainness, where there's just plain paint. That's where I kind of want to focus on that. If it goes over where the flowers are too, that's fine. It's like some of these flowers are just kind of plain white in the background, so I really wouldn't mind bringing in a little pattern around them. I hope that you can see it. It's there a little bit. Just adds more interest, more better. So see, now I'm more apt to use this paper, even though I liked this paper the way it was. It's nice and grungy now. I like grungy. This is just simple, plain polka dots, and I'm okay with that. Well, and numbers. It's really not simple or plain because there's also numbers in the background. Oh my goodness. All right, so we'll look at what we made. Let's find the bottom of the pile. Bottom of today's pile, I should say. All right, so let's, oh, you can see that. It's pretty full over there. Okay. Oh my goodness, yeah. I was going to fast forward through some of this, so hopefully. Let's see, for grungy Christmas, or just grungy. It doesn't even have to be for grungy Christmas, but it'll help with my Christmas ones. And then there's this was just picking up stuff off the plate. Then you add the patterns. It looks really cool. This was a pull, you know, just cleaning off the plate. And these were like some of the on-purpose ones, you know, just adding layers and whatnot. This has the black. It's not as bad. I don't know. If the black is strong enough, I'm okay with it. It's when the black is like, it might be, oh, look, we got a little drippage on there, but that's all right. Goodness. So there's that one. That one still needs more work, I think. I'm not sure about the orange, but that's just grungy pickup. And there's that one. I really like, especially if you have like some matte paints, and then you put the ink on top. I like that look. Here we just have some squares and a little bit of the ink, which gives it a little bit more depth and layer. This one, oh, that's why I did the flop off on that one. This one I think was the second generation pull for the circles. And this is another, that might have been the second flop off, so it's a little bit more distressed than the other one. But you can kind of see when I use different paints in the background, it's more interesting than if I just use one plain paint. And orange looks really nice on this color green. Just saying. I don't know why I did orange. I just like orange sometimes. And it's not going to work in the journal I'm using right now, but it'll work in other things that I make. So it doesn't hurt to have more orangey bits here and there. It's one of the colors I'm drawn to, and I really like it with, you know, turquoise and whatnot. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, but can add more layers. And then there's this one. We pushed some of that black to the back. And, oh, we tried our letters. So this one I like. I've got some of this ink in there and some paint in there. And you can still see a little bit of the background on that one. And that was picking up the paint from that one. A little more distressed. This was just a brayer off, and we added some pattern to it. And then we have this one, which is red and Payne's gray, and it's just, I'll use that as accent pieces. Let's see, do I have my favorites? Probably ended up being like these. Just one of the grungy pull-ups ended up being probably one of my favorites. But that's why I use orange, because, you know, there's a little bit of orange in there, but it's not overpowering. All right, I hope you guys have a delightful day, and I love you. Bye.